Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Andrew and today I'm going to be taking you through 3 products I think are perfect for new FBA sellers. Okay, before I get into the products, I thought I'd go through what I believe makes a perfect FBA product. Now, I put perfect in quotes because I don't believe there are any perfect products, but these are just some of the criteria I look for to increase the likelihood that a product will be successful. Okay, so the first characteristic I look for is it being lightweight, so ideally under around 400 grams. And there's 2 reasons for this. Firstly, it's going to reduce the cost to ship the product from China to the UK. And, you know, as you move up the weight into like 1, 2, 3 kilograms, the cost to ship a product really skyrockets and you're going to have to sell it at a much higher price to be making the kind of profits you'd want to make. So really under 400 grams, the shipping is quite cheap, doesn't affect your margins too much. So around under 400 grams is good. Okay, and the second reason we want to look for lightweight products is if we start looking for really heavy products, say over 2 kilograms, the FBA fees are going to get really significant and start eating into our margins. So if we have a look on the FBA fees page on Amazon, we can see that a product that weighs 211 to 460 grams in the standard size is going to cost £1.72 for Amazon to fulfill. Whereas if we start moving into the oversized category, you know, and start looking at products that are in the 1500 to 1700 grams, it's going to start looking more like £4.50, and this is just going to come straight off your bottom line and make finding profitable products much harder. So I tend to stick to products under 400 grams. Okay, next thing I look for is medium demand products. So I'm calling that between £2,000 and £6,000 a month. Now, the reason I go after these as opposed to the high demand products is firstly because, well, the cash to get started is just lower. You don't need as many units to compete in these kind of markets. And also, the existing sellers that in these kind of markets are going to be less likely to try and wipe out any new competition. Okay, the next thing I look for is, can I differentiate this product? So by that I mean, can I improve the design in some way? You know, are customers constantly complaining about a certain feature that I could add by just talking with a supplier? Can I bundle it in some way? You know, if I'm selling a yoga mat, why don't I bundle it with some kind of yoga strap or another yoga product? It just improves the general customer experience. And if they see your listing and you're including some kind of free gift, then they're just much more likely to go for that one. And also ebooks, you know, they're an easy, free way you can just improve the overall customer experience. Okay, the next thing I look for is consistent demand. And by this, I just mean not a fad. So I want to see a product that's got, you know, demand that's at least somewhat either consistent or trending over the course of the past few years. So I don't want to see products like fidget spinners that came out of nowhere and all of a sudden died within a few months. You know, I want to look for products that have good, steady demand, maybe even growing, that I know that within a few months, people are still going to want my product. Okay, the next thing I look for is simple to produce and simple to use products. And the reason for this on the production side is I want a product that the supplier just knows how to make. You know, I'm not having to go back and forth with them, making sure different aspects of it are right. I just want something that is easy for them to make, so it's just hassle-free in that sense. And simple to use because I want the customer just to get the product and know what it is, know how to use it. You know, I don't want there to be like separate parts they're going to need, things that could go wrong. Just the simpler the better. And finally, I want there to be low reviews in the top 10 for a certain search result. So say I'm looking to sell water bottles, I want out of the top 10, at least half to have under 50 reviews. So this just suggests to me I can come into that market, get the reviews and start competing with the other sellers pretty quickly. Okay, so let's get into the products. Firstly, I found all these products using the Jungle Scout app, which is basically product research software that lets you tailor down the kind of products you want to find on the Amazon page so that you're just finding products suitable for FBA. I'll put a link in the top right for a product research video I recently did. And yeah, so this is Jungle Scout. There'll be a link in the description if you want to go get it. So the first product I found was these Sharpening Stones. Now, what they are is stones that are split up into 2 different levels of grit, I think. And they're just for sharpening knives, basically. So firstly, I'm thinking really simple to use, really simple to produce. I thought it'd be quite lightweight because they're not going to be massive, small. And so let's just bring up the Jungle Scout extension. So this is another part of the Jungle Scout line of products. And this is what we use just for looking at all the products on our Amazon page and getting a big table of all the important data. So there'll be a link in the description for that as well. But the reason I like this is just the revenue is really nice and consistent across probably the top. Even down into the 20th listing, you know, they're doing 3,000. But all the listings seem to be doing really well, doing well over £2,000-3,000 a month. The reviews are a little high, so maybe that might put off a new seller. You know, there's one here, the top seller's only got 42, third's got 11, but then you're looking more at, you know, 90 to 200. So maybe a little higher on the reviews, that might put a few people off, but the revenue is really strong. If you can get into the top 10, then you can expect to do really well. Okay, so the next product I found are these pet car booster seats. So what they are basically are seats that attach to the back seat of a car, and your pet sits in them essentially. So again, a real simple product, one that a lot of people seem to want because the revenue figures are really, really strong. So we've got sellers doing 3,000, 4,000, 13,000, 8,000. Now the only thing that would put me off maybe is some of the reviews are a bit high, but out of the top 10 listings there are still plenty under 50, so you could really come into this market and do well. The only thing I would be thinking about is how would I differentiate this product, because a lot of these sellers are basically just offering the same product, and you want to find a way that maybe you can improve the quality, maybe you can add new features to it, but you want to find a way to improve it. So one way I like to do this is I look for a listing that has fairly low review rating. So take this one here. So it's got 3.5 reviews, and all I'll do is I'll look at the 1-star reviews and sort of get an idea as to why people aren't happy with it. So firstly, it seems this one is flimsy, bad design, it needs to be stiffer, so maybe you could reinforce some of the materials. Yeah, again, weak, flimsy, waste of money. So yeah, I would just go through the reviews, sort of see what is a common theme as to why people aren't happy, and then work with the supplier to improve that. Okay, so the next product I found that I think is really good for new FBA sellers are these canister sets. And all they are really is what you sort of put tea, coffee, sugar, those type of things in. And the first thing I noticed is all these sellers are offering a slightly different product. You know, none are like identical. So what you can do as a new seller is think, what kind of designs, features would customers want, and offer it with little ease, because it's a really simple product. You know, you can basically go to a supplier and say, I want these colours, this shape, this size, and most likely they'll be able to do it. So if we bring up the demand, the Jungle Scout extension, you can see that the demand is just really nice and strong through all the top sellers on the front page. These top 4 are sponsored listings, so I'll just get rid of these. But you see here 14,000, 10,000 a month, another 11,000. So these are really, really good revenue figures to be aiming for. Reviews as well, really nice and manageable for a new seller, you know, 67, 52, 26. So I'm immediately thinking I can catch up to them with relative ease, and all around just looks like a good kind of product to start with. Okay, finally I thought I'd go through a bonus product. So these are beeswax wraps, and what they are essentially are environmentally friendly versions of sandwich wraps and cling film. So what you do is you put your food, sandwiches into them, wrap them up, and they keep them fresh. I actually found out about this product by seeing it in a shop and being told about it. So I looked it up on Amazon and thought it'd make a really good FBA product. So the benefit of finding a product that way as opposed to through product research software is, like you see, this is a really new market. You know, the reviews are really low, and maybe it's not on, you know, been picked up by the research software yet. So maybe a lot of sellers aren't going to see it. But if we look at the data, as you can see, all the top sellers are doing well into the thousands, and the reviews are also really low. So you'd have no problem coming in as a new seller and finding a place in the top 5, 10 listings easily. And you'd be expecting to be making, you know, £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month. So it's just a really good, easy, simple product to start with. The only thing that put me off a bit was the price was a bit low. So we got like £12, some are £15, £17. But when I looked to source this product, it was a little on the higher end for what I'd expect. So you'd want to find a way to differentiate it somehow. Maybe, you know, offer a 4, 5, 6 pack, different, you know, bundle it with some other sort of environmentally friendly products. But I think, you know, if you can think outside the box a bit, this would be a really good FBA product to start with. Okay, so they've been 4 products that I think would be really good for new FBA sellers. Now, I'm by no means saying they are guaranteed to make money, but I think if you take the general principles that I use to find them and apply them to your own product research, you're more likely to find successful products that way. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be posting loads of videos on Amazon FBA and keeping you up to date with my own journey. Also, please be sure to drop a comment on where you are with your own Amazon FBA journey, because I'm really interested in hearing everyone else's experience.